Hello, it's Claire here from Mullering Arts, and today I'm going to show you this lovely little pop-up project that I just adore. I've made it so many times now. I watched a tutorial years and years ago. I can't even remember to be able to refer you to the original video, honestly. But yeah, it's stuck the whole way through. It just adds that extra wow factor to a project, and also it can be used as a standalone project too, really. I love a happy mail, as everybody knows, so perfect. You know, who wants to send a normal card when you can send a pop-up? And I just wanted to show you how versatile the project is too. So it's exactly the same format with each and every one. I've just swapped out a few bits. So we've gone with the single pocket at the bottom with a journaling card, and then the two tags as well on the pop-out part, which are double-sided for writing space. And to get started, we're going to need 2 pieces of A4 paper. Our first cut is going to be 29 by 10 centimetres, and you need to fold this one in half. This is the outside of the card, the cover if you like. And just make sure that you burnish the edges. It doesn't have to be a bone folder, you can use scissors, anything like that. Our next piece will be 26 centimetres by 9 centimetres. This is our pop-out piece. So we're going to fold it in half, and then we need to fold it back on itself half again. It's important we fold it back on itself because we want the concertina fold, the zigzag. That's how that's how it's going to sit within the card. So just give that a quick burnish. And then we're going to move over to our third piece, which is 20 by 9 centimetres. And we've got a little bit of measuring with this one. Facing the paper landscape, we're going to go in by 5.5 centimetres from each end, and we're going to do that both ways round, so we need to rotate and do the same again. Now just a couple more marks left. We want to go halfway, so 4.5 centimetres on both ends again on the portrait side. And once you've done this, we're just going to score a couple of lines just to keep the folds nice and neat and straight. So we're going to mark the long line through the middle, and then we're going to connect the dots from either side to form an X or a cross. Now when I fold this, if you watch, I'm going to fold it one way, long ways, and then when I fold the cross, I'm going to turn it the other way and fold them. I'm only doing this because it's easier to see how they're going to fold together in a second. So if we just burnish all our edges so they're nice and crisp, and then we will see how they come together. Can you see the grooves? We're just literally going to fold them into each other to form this sort of triangle with the two little legs popping out. So fold in, and that is our framework for our card. Now the fun part where we have to decorate. So on this one, I am going to cut in some extra details all the way along. I have sped it up though, so here is one I prepared earlier. Distressed and ready to go, as you can see, and I'm going to do the same now with the cover. Same format, same distressing, same style, and the actual framework of the pop-out, you don't really need to do anything. Most of it will be hidden. Sometimes I add ink, depending. So first up now is 14 by 9.5 centimetres for our front cover, and then we're going to add the same size papers, so 14 by 9.5 in the inside pieces, so one on the top and one on the bottom. Once that's on nice and secure, we're just going to put that to the side and do our pop-up part. So we need 4 pieces for this, 8.5 by 6 centimetres, and I've just quickly sped that up. Voila, all done. Now we're going to add our framework in. So we're going to measure halfway across the centre of the card at 5 centimetres and just put a little dot there in the middle. And we're going to line up our triangle. We want it nice and snug in that crease, so just make sure it goes up as far as it possibly can, because we're going to obviously be gluing it to both sides, and it might just distort the shape of the card if it's not really snug up in the point. So just give it a good press down and then turn it the other way and do the same again. Make sure that glue is nice and evenly spread. You want every part of that triangle glued down nicely. And hopefully you can see here how it just sits nicely in there, nice and straight. And that is what we will attach this centerpiece to now. So this is marking again at the halfway point onto the framework. And then we're going to line up our other piece in the middle. I'm just going to show you quickly. So just line it up so it's nice and central. And we're going to flip over the right end, and we just want to add glue to that top right section, just above the crease and up to our part. Again, make sure it's fully covered. We want every single part of that little rectangle to be well adhered, shall we say, to the front piece. Otherwise it could jeopardize the folding mechanism, which I'll show you in a sec how it's folded all together. So we're going to do the same now on the left hand side, but flipped. So we want the bottom corner rectangle this time. And again, just make sure again it's well covered. Now I used wet PVA here, and I probably put a little bit too much on, so I'm going to have a quick break for a second just to make sure it's nice and dry, and then I will be back. So we've had a chance to dry now, and I'm going to show you how this lovely card comes together. So you just want to tease it as it closes, and just always remember the rotation is clockwise from the top. So if it's a bit of a jerk to get it to go round the corner, just give it a nudge with your fingers. As you go to close the card, it should naturally want to fold in that way as well. That's why I said the folds in the cards from the get-go. If you fold them in the right direction, it just makes this part so much easier. And just keep opening and closing it and just pressing it down until you're happy. Once that part's done, we can go over to decorating and adding our embellishments. So I have these two little sayings. I've just designed them in Cricut Design Space, basically. And they are 7.5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. I'm just going to add a little backing piece at 8 centimeters by 5.5 as well, just to add a border, basically, just to make it stand out off of the back of the canvas there. So I'm just going to pop those together quickly, and then we will add them straight on. Okay, and once they're on, we're going to add our bottom pocket, which is 9 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters, and I've just added a little notch in it with my circle punch. And now I'm going to use one of my doilies to make our little corner pockets on the pop-out part. I just do this by eye every single time. Just trim them down. And then once you're happy with the one side, you can use that as your template for cutting the other side as well. So they're quite easy to do on the spot. And depending on the doilies, it depends really what decoration you want, to go with it. So just going to do that. Just snip a little bit off at the side each to make it nice and neat. Then it poses as a banner, and I only add glue at the top and at the sides, and then it allows it just to be another pocket if you so wish. You can just pop a little bit of, a memento or whatever it is in the top there too. And the same with the pocket pieces, so just a little bit of glue just around the edges, and then we can pop our tags in them nice and easily once they're ready. Moving over to our journaling card, we want 8.5 centimeters by 6 centimeters, and then 8 centimeters by 5.5 centimeters respectively for the front and back piece. And then over to our tags next. So we want 2 pieces at 7 centimeters by 4.5. I have my 1 inch circles at the top. I need 4 of those. And then on the back, we need 2 pieces at 6.5 by 4 centimeters. So I'm just going to add those on and put these bits together, which I'll just speed up quickly. I'll quickly just glue this doily down as well, and that is the base of it completed. So let's just check it all shuts properly and everything works, so we can move on to choosing our embellishments. And I think I'm definitely going to add some little fungi. I think we'll go with the big one in the corner and then 2 little ones on each end. Lovely. And then we're going to add our little words at the bottom, our precious keepsakes, and I always like to border these, so just get an old piece of paper just to pop a background on them, give them a trim around, and then it makes the accent just stand out so much more. Just those little things that make it look like you've gone that extra mile. We'll just add those little words on, and then that is our inside completed. I just want to add a nice little word on the outside as well. So we're going to go with Enjoy for this one. We'll pop it on, and then we were going to add our lace, and we are done. So for our lace, we're going to add it onto the back, roughly about 50 centimetres, depending how big you would like the bow to be. So just checking, I've got my measurements here. I always use a piece of paper, just a scrap piece of paper, to anchor it in on the back. It just stops the lace moving around and stops the bottom sticking to anything. So just across the back there, like you can see. And it means it can just be used immediately. No sticky bits hanging out. And there we have it. It is finished. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.